Jim, we look for a matchup like they had in normal December 1st, that early start to Valley play. And no lead is safe for either side here tonight, judging from what Illinois State did against Bradley in their last game. They were 20 down in the first half and came back and won.
And right there, a quick start for Illinois State. Looks like a foul, be out of bounds on the baseline.
Underneath for the Redbirds. And that's on Isaiah Mosley. Illinois State coming off of that 74-65 win on Sunday over Bradley. Lost to Drake in Des Moines a week ago. This goes through to the corner. The three is off for Kendall Lewis. Another chance. Cy Chapman with a miss.
Illinois State, very good offensive rebounding team. Got a second look there. Just didn't go down that time for them.
Prim hits the deck. And there's a foul on Cy Chapman to put him there.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't have a lot of people down on the deck tonight. You get in the conference right now to this point, you kind of start seeing what's going on. It gets really physical.
Into the lane for the Bears, and Jamonte Black gets Missouri State on the board.
Nice floater for Black there. Nice little fake and a take and a stop and pop before he ran into the defense.
So Howard Fleming now at the top. And Chapman in a kind of a mismatch had Patterson fronting him.
Yeah, Bears were switching on defense and led to that.
Fleming sees one, and it's a two-point miss.
Nice job by Prim that time to keep Fleming in front of him, not let him get to the rim.
Redbirds have missed their first three. And it's Prim working in on Chapman. And hands there on Chapman for a quick second foul on the 6'8", fourth-year junior.
Well, it's certainly something that Coach Muller from Illinois State is going to have to look. How are you going to guard Prim inside? People have been really physical, double teaming him so far in the Valley Conference.
Bears get it into Donovan Clay. And now Black. And he's among the Bear all-time leaders in threes now. He's in the Bear career top 10. That's number 134 for his career.
We certainly talk about Mosley, but Black gets his due too lately. He's been shooting the ball very well from three. Baseline.
Oh, the tap turns into a dunk for Kendall Lewis.
Again, second old board for the Redbirds. They're second in the conference in offensive rebounding. Bears got to do a better job blocking out.
2 minutes in. And Mosley finding the net on his first look.
You have to laugh. I mean, and it's a positive laugh too, but it's just like, you know.
He just knows it's going in,
it's
right?
It's going in.
Out of bounds to Missouri State, and that hoop must look 5 feet wide.
You know, it is right now. And you just got to sit back as a fan and appreciate it as you're watching this game and just what he's been doing and what he looks like he's going to continue to do.
He is the Lou Henson National Player of the Week and has won the last 2 Missouri Valley Player of the Week awards. Not going to press the issue this time from the corner, and Prim goes down again, and Ryan Schmidt this time puts him there.
Well, they're certainly trying to be, they being Illinois State, to be physical inside on Prim, and they're just going to have to adjust to the officiating.
Schmidt goes 6'11". He started against the Bears in the first meeting. In very quickly in this game after 2 early fouls on Cy Chapman. Prim from out there a ways. Ooh, and a hard crash to the floor. Howard Fleming right back up.
Yeah, luckily the young man appears to be okay. Took a hard fall there while getting the board.
Jalen Minette gets in. And it was a second foul on Isaiah Mosley. Both number ones have 2 now.
Yeah.
And so Mosley is out 3 minutes in. It's Fleming to the basket against Minette.
Well, the Redbirds are very good off the bounce of getting to the rim, and the Bears are going to have to do a little better job of keeping them in front.
Black goes from 3, off the glass.
Well, it's going to be interesting. How will the Bears adjust here a little bit? They've got a lot of different people that can score, but now who becomes the next person up to that with Mosley on the bench of 2?
Here's a quick score for Josiah Strong, and he is in the national top 10 in three-point percentage, 48%, and leads the Valley in that column, despite the fact that the Bears have 3 players who have made 40-plus threes, only team in the nation that can say that. Here's an offensive foul. And now, Jim, what are your keys to the game tonight?
Well, the keys to the game are is team defense for Missouri State, as Illinois State is the top offensive team in the conference. Also have to rebound well for this game. Illinois State, how do you guard Mosley? Well, he gets 2 quick fouls. I guess that's how you guard him right now. And then just simply this, road toughness. You got to have the road toughness. No matter where you are, what time of year it is, got to have it.
So the Redbirds do lead the Valley in scoring almost 80 points a game, but they allow 78, and that's last in the conference. And so Missouri State would like to score 90 tonight. Certainly,
it's feast or famine, and Fleming right now is feasting, getting to the rim on the Bears.
So 10-8 for Missouri State. Quick start to this one with Donovan Clay around Schmidt for the score.
Definitely had a good matchup where he could get to the rim that time. Nice little fake and hesitate and go and finish the bucket.
Those keys to victory were brought to you by the Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, proud sponsors of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Schmidt now against Keaton Hervey, and Schmidt going 6'11", gets the better of it.
It's a nice job of footwork there, and just taking his time, backing him down. No help from any other Bear, just one-on-one.
And 5 minutes in, Missouri State working it with the 2-point advantage. Clay works on Schmidt, gets close for 12 years. Dan was the Valley Coach of the Year in 2017. Here is Donovan Clay at the free throw line for the Bears. Dana Ford pacing all the way down through the scorers table as he usually does on his bench. 4th-year head coach of the Bears, likewise an Illinois State grad. Of a little bit later time frame, 2006.
Illinois State offensively, 8 of their first 12 points are in the paint, either via the pass or off the dribble.
A couple of subs at that break, and Mark Freeman gets in and gets his first 2. Also, Abdu Jai is off the bench for the Redbirds, playing in his 12th game. He goes 6'9". Nice quick save there by Manette. He'll get it back, and the Bear sharpshooter missing from 3. Nick Tata is off the bench for Missouri State. The Australian to the bench. The basket, and Donovan Clay gets the foul.
Well, Tata in the game right now. Certainly a matchup situation there, and to try to give some minutes to, obviously. But again, Illinois State getting that dribble penetration right into the lane that time.
And Antonio Reeves hasn't had many touches until now, but 21 points per game is good for 11th nationally and 1st in the Valley. He's closing in on 900 career points in his junior season out of Chicago. He too has made 50 3-pointers this year.
Donovan Clay gets the defensive start on Reeves, and it should be a really good matchup between those two.
Yeah, you were wanting to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Prim to the basket, and Jai commits the foul.
Love seeing the big man take it to the hoop. get to and one.
So it is the and one for Gage Prim.
Well, Clay has been one of those this year. Just whatever needs to be done. He's leading the Bears in minutes played this year, leading the Valley, I believe, in minutes played this year. And he just, whatever that they need him to do, he's going to go out there and do his best to it and feel confident in it.
6 double-doubles this year for Gage Prim. The Bears back up by 4, and now it's Josiah Strong. And Jai gets the rebound. And Reeves, that is smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth, and especially when you give him a second opportunity at it, it's typically going to go down that second time.
Prim getting close. Out of bounds to Missouri State.
Nice spin move on Jai, but Jai made a nice recovery, too, to block the shot.
And the Bears are working on these reserve posts here. This time it comes out to Black for his 3rd three of the evening.
Well, he's certainly capable. The Bears well, he's done that quite a bit this year as needed for the Bears. And
Javonte Black hasn't missed yet. 3 for 3 from the arc.
Certainly had a good time with Mosley over on the bench.
And he's right at 50% now in his last 6 games plus tonight from the 3-point arc. Here's Prim. Oh, the hook miss.
Yeah. Good look, just pushed it a little.
Oh, little misconnection there. That'll come to the Redbirds. And no, they say now Missouri State's ball, and I think they got that right.
Yeah, it looked like Patterson knocked it off the Redbird player, and they conferred and got it correct.
It was as a result of Liam McChesney cutting the wrong way there at the last second for Illinois State. He's another 6'10" off the bench. Foul here. Goes to Abdu Jai for his 2nd. So it's 2 on Jai and 2 on Cy Chapman several minutes ago.
Coach Muller, he'll use all 5 fouls on his post players. He's got 3. He can go and use 15 fouls on Gage Prim and maybe for the night. So.
If they do it. Patterson has a screen to lead him to the basket for 2. Missouri State has scored 5 straight. Now it's Jai. They strip the ball from him. Ahead to Clay. What a connection from Patterson.
All set.
Redbirds ball out of this timeout. Bears are shooting 9 out of 12 from the field.
Yeah.
And Illinois State, no slouch, 7 of 14.
Totally. Well, yeah, I get 2 best offensive teams in the conference. We're getting kind of what we thought might happen.
Bears led by Javonte Black on the scoreboard. He's on the bench right now. Underneath after the miss, and it's put in Kendall Lewis.
Bears came out in a zone that time. Good change of defense at the timeout, but again, didn't get the rebound, and Illinois State capitalized.
That ended the 7-0 Missouri State run. So the Bears without Black or Mosley on the floor right now.
Illinois State has the same idea as the Bears and going to a little zone right now here as well.
Good positioning there for Ryan Schmidt to keep Prim off the boards. And it's Mark Freeman with a look down low, and that gets by Schmidt.
One of those when you jump to pass, usually it's not a good situation. You should jump to shoot the basketball.
Dana will get his steps in.
Oh, yes.
All the way to half court that time.
I think they have to revarnish that part of the floor after each game.
His team is the best three-point shooting team in the Valley. And they make the most threes as a team. And Manette puts one in on cue for his 47th of the year. And he's among the national leaders in threes among active players. And after his time at IUPUI, he's over 330 now.
He'll make you pay. Donovan Clay, nice job of recognizing being open and kicked it out to him against that zone.
Bears with 27 in less than 10 minutes, and that's a winning formula tonight.
It is. It's a catch and shoot. There's no thinking to it. It's going up and nice open looks. In the Clay and Reeves matchup.
And Reeves drains it. It's got that Mosley touch.
He did there. And, you know, Clay's right there in his face. And sometimes you say, hey, I did a nice job defensively. You just did a little better job offensively.
Isaac Haney passes up on a shot at three. Through to the corner to Manette. And Haney gets the look. Stays out.
A nice ball movement that time. Got a good look. Just didn't quite connect at that point.
Miss, and there's Prim on the board. Patterson won't force it through Reeves that time. Inside to Prim.
Nothing like a little penetrate and the push right inside to a post player for a good, easy finish.
One of his double-doubles was at Illinois State December 1st with 27 points and 12 boards. He's picked up his assist game of late, too, Prim.
Yeah, a lot of that's from the double teams he's been getting recently.
Well, that is going to be Redbird ball. Could have made a case for backcourt there, maybe. But when you slide across the center line.
Yeah, it was certainly close. And I wasn't sure if the shot clock was going to reset, and it did on that, so we'll go with it.
Well, that Redbird comeback against Bradley, they were down 35-15 with 6:24 to play in the first half. Then went on a 42-14 of their own.
Oh, my.
And beat Bradley. Their second biggest comeback ever. They only had one other that was bigger, and that was a 21-pointer in 1989 against Butler.
It's one of those when the dam breaks, you can't shore it up. And if you're Bradley in that case, and hats off to Illinois State.
Fleming liked the look of that three.
Yeah, a little miscommunication defensively that time. Led to that wide open three.
In for Prim. At the block. Stripped from him.
I got the ball down a little low that time.
Head to Fleming and started the season. And had 11 against Bradley on Sunday.
The young man's having a good start so far to this game.
1 out of 2 again for Illinois State. Their second trip to go 1 of 2 at the line. They're 2 of 4. The Bears are 3 of 3 at the stripe. Here's Black back in. He had felt it, and he still hasn't hit any rim.
Oh, no question. A nice job of dribble penetration. A kick back out. Illinois State didn't find Black in time.
14 with 4 threes for Jamonte Black in the first half. And that's after 2 early fouls on Isaiah Mosley sent him to the bench, and he hasn't been back.
Well, some might say Mosley just willed it to him, but we've seen this from Black this year, so this is no surprise for the Bears for Black to be scoring like this.
Redbirds with Kendall Lewis the miss, with Nick Tata staying in his way. Out to the top, and the three is drained for Josiah Strong, and that's his second.
Well, again, we're seeing a pattern of Illinois State taking it to the rim and missed, but got the rebound, which led to the kick-out three that time.
Clay works the ball. And now Patterson had an opening, but 6'10" McChesney came in for the block, and Patterson gets it in the air anyway ahead of the buzzer.
Nice job of recognizing the shot clock was going down to 0 and put it up.
And up and under and out for Freeman. Haney up floor, and he's fouled.
It's one of those you missed a shot. You think you ought to get a little frustrated, and then foul on the way down to the other end of defensive transition.
Team foul number 6 on Illinois State, the first on Mark Freeman. Jalen Minette back to the floor, and it's Isaac Haney shooting. State champion last year at Kickapoo, state champion at Dora High School before he transferred into Springfield. Over 3,000 high school points.
Haney brings such an energy out on the court. Just gives a boost to the team. Something you want to see from somebody that's coming in off the bench. Just adds to it.
We'll say it now. He's missed 1 free throw all year. He's 23 of 24 now.
Man, oh man.
Under 6 to go first half. And this will stay out for Cy Chapman. Back to the floor after 2 fouls in the first minute or so. Now it's Haney looking for play. Boy, Bears would like to get the ball to Prim and turn him loose on Chapman.
No question about it. I'm sure they're looking.
Play, looking, can't find him, and a miss. Now Strong with a drive. Prim gets there. Back out to the arc for the Redbirds.
Very nice time by Prim. Now you got the point guard to go against.
Prim holds his ground on Freeman.
Indeed, nice defensive position by Prim that time.
So Missouri State by 10 and under 5 to go in the first half. Prim had Chapman coming around him. Look at this battle. And it'll be a held ball. Dana Ford wanted that 3rd foul on Chapman there.
Well, I think at first he saw the fist come up, and then you see the 2 thumbs up, and you're like, oh.
Ray Natilli with the call there. We'll go to Missouri State on the arrow.
We got 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Set something up here for a little quick hitter. Ideally, you don't want to get in the backcourt there if you can help it.
But Haney right back to the basket. And too strong on the up and under. Corner. And it's short from Lewis. Missouri State looks to build on the 10-point lead.
Good time to settle in, just kind of reset.
There's Prim. And it's Schmidt on him, and Prim gets right underneath and scores.
Well, Prim can make Schmidt come out on him and get a little head fake. He can pretty well have his way to the rim.
Chapman, his rebounds are 14-14 now. Bears are still shooting 61%, 14 of 23. Led by Jamonte Black, who hasn't missed. 5 of 5. That's over the top even of Prim. Easy steal for Fleming.
Yeah, trying to work on a little overload that time, but unable to make the connection into Prim is a good idea. Just poor execution.
Now the Redbirds just looking to get it back to 10 or 9 this time down. Longer possession, down to 5 to shoot, and it's Fleming around Hervey for the score.
And what you and I just talked about coming out of the timeout, that time Illinois State was able to get to the rim, to the finish, and pretty much uncontested.
3 minutes before halftime, Dan Muller all over. The official over there, Chance Moore. And there's a foul. Howard Fleming gets his first.
think we'll have Prim going to the line for 2.
He can make them 76%. He is over the 1,000 point mark, now 25th in Missouri State history, 1,051 points up to the minute. And he adds 1 to that number. Haney and Clay back to the floor. Keep in mind, Isaiah Mosley played 2 minutes and 48 seconds before he got 2 fouls, and he hasn't been back.
And you know the young man is itching to get back out there at the start of the second half, certainly. But hats off to the Bears for the points put up so far without Mr. Mosley out there.
Namely Jamonte Black, his former Columbia Rockbridge High School teammate, with 14, including 4 threes.
Bears back to zone.
Reeves, I got his arm clipped there a little bit, puts it in anyway.
Good ball movement that time, swinging it side to side, finding the read. When you're on the road, I don't care who you are, where you're playing, where it's at. It's just always tough.
That's Valley Road. You could beat a team by 50 at home and lose to them on the road.
Indeed.
We've seen it happen.
Yes, we have.
Prim up and over everything.
Wow. You know, snow missed us, but it may come back now.
Yeah.
After that one.
Those of you in down low there to Schmidt for the 2.
Yeah.
If you're in Harrison, Arkansas, the snow didn't miss you.
No, it didn't. Certainly didn't to the south of us. But we hope things are okay down that way for everybody. It's a nice pass that time. Good read on the double team. Prim tried the double and left the big post player wide open.
A minute and a half to go, first half. It is Patterson for Prim. He'll work on Schmidt and gets it in the air and just has that touch tonight with 13.
He just does. It's amazing, the size and the touch. And if you didn't know him, you would kind of be shaking your head. But we've seen this time and time again from Mr. Prim.
He'll get a rebound here. That's his 3rd board.
Yeah.
And lost the ball there, though.
Yeah. All I can say is one of those things. You wish it wasn't one of those things. If you're the Bears and if you're Redbirds, you're glad it was one of those things. So.
Back in for Fleming. Contact from Isaac Haney.
Well, Bears are switching out of bounds, and Haney had to switch off to the inbounder, and the inbounder was able to post up that time before he could switch over to him.
It's the 6th Missouri State team foul. A minute to go in the first half. And the score for Antonio Reeves.
Well, Bears are going to have to make a decision there. You're going to get over the top and be able to guard that, or you're going to switch, because at that point neither one really occurred and allowed Reeves a little open jumper.
Patterson pulls it out from 3, and that may get stuck up there. Comes on down. No shot clock now for the Redbirds. Keaton Hervey gets back in.
Okay, Illinois State, you know who you're going to go to right here. Set your play up. You're the Bears. Be thinking about what might be the logical person to. Are you switching your defense up a little bit? Are you going to stay man, go zone?
Redbirds have the possession arrow. They'll try to buy one and get one free here to end the first half and start the second. Down to 8 seconds. There they go. To the top to Fleming. There he goes. And it is off, and that will take us to halftime. Rivalry between these schools, Jim. I'll never forget that in that 1992 season, 30 years ago, the Missouri State Lady Bears, and you were an assistant coach, got off to a rough start in their Valley season with a loss at Illinois State, and then eventually went on to the Final Four.
I had to listen to that on the radio. I thought I was getting ready to have our first son.
You were about to see your wife give birth to James Bradley.
Yeah, very good. And so I listened to you all on the radio and cried.
Lady Bears lost that one, but then eventually had a pretty nice 1992 season.
Not too bad by most standards.
Demonte Black got the early foul. Mosley is on the glass for the rebound.
A lot of pushing going on inside.
Mosley back out there pretty fresh now. He played just 2 minutes and 48 seconds before he got his second foul in the first half. Now he's ready to go.
Certainly, and Chapman likewise for Illinois State.
Bears beat the shot clock, but don't get it down. And Reeves finds a three online, but a little too much. Out of bounds underneath. I'll step in and make sure everything is cool. Ray Natili's not afraid to use his authority if he needs to.
Certainly not. And I think that was a good choice at that point.
Cy Chapman, he also had 2 early fouls. Clay pulls this one down. Mosley on the move. Tough fadeaway, stays out. A lot of traffic under there. Look out. Clay puts it down. Prim is down. And now Lewis is up, and Prim appears to be okay.
Well, you and I talked about that at the beginning of the game. Bodies being pushed around and going to the floor, and typical Valley stuff. But
and how much Gage Prim just gets beat up game in and game out.
I agree. I totally do. And I talk about it a lot in general, but it just does. And he stays so calm. I don't really know how he does it. To me, he's calm.
Now Patterson gets his first foul. Miss here. And a second chance and put in for Cy Chapman. That's his first 2. He averages 15 a night. Shut out in the first half. He spent 2 years at UMass and then last year played in just 5 games, then opted out. Patterson in close.
Something we didn't see the first half from Patterson, but he hasn't been able to. It's been pretty well clogged in there so far, but he waited and was patient and found the opening.
Fleming the save. And a miss for Chapman.
Nice strong rebound by Mosley.
Mosley looking to make up some time, and he'll go to the line. Foul to Howard Fleming. It'll be 2 for Isaiah Mosley, his first trip to the line. Well, only once in Missouri State history has a Bear scored 108 points in a 3-game stretch like Mosley did here in his last 3. And that was Jimmy Dole in the 1977 season. What a great part of the Missouri State basketball history Jimmy Dole is.
No doubt.
He could shoot, and that was before, way before the 3-point line.
Oh my, indeed.
Mosley standing his ground against Ryan Schmidt. And Mosley floats another one in.
Well, we've seen that time and time again in transition. Mosley able to find his way to the rim.
A year and a half from now, he might make a run at that record.
He certainly might. I mean, I wouldn't want to bet against him right now. Bears out in the little zone after this timeout.
Miss there for Josiah Strong. He's hit just a couple of threes tonight. He averages 3 threes a night, which leads the Valley.
Illinois State's come out cold here to start the second half. They're 1 for 9 now.
Yeah, indeed. After they shot 44% in the first half, it hasn't been falling.
And actually, they've had good shots. They've had good looks. They're just not falling.
In for Prim. And up and over Schmidt with the hook.
Well, they're going to play one-on-one versus Prim. We've seen a lot of teams in the past double team tonight. They've elected not to, and Prim's usually going to win the battle.
18 now is a pretty sizable lead for these Missouri State Bears. Their biggest. Mosley at the top. Lewis sticking with him, and it's Mosley just making it look so easy.
Well, run the flatten and just let him go, and that time with the left hand, the non-dominant hand, just lay it in.
Wait a minute, flatten the old Lady Bear play?
The old Lady Bear play.
Okay.
Or what I would call flatten anyway.
Okay. There's Lewis with the score. I remember flatten.
Yes, you do.
90%, Valley leader in free throw percentage. Now that's to say Isaac Haney doesn't have enough attempts yet to take that lead, although Haney's percentage is technically better. So now a 10th point for Isaiah Mosley moves him up a notch on Missouri State's career scoring list from 22nd to 21st to pass Devin Mitchell.
Devin Mitchell. Yep. Indeed.
The great Kickapoo Chief from their 2003 high school state championship team. And Mosley is just a couple of points away from the Bears' career top 20 now. Foul away from the ball. Goes to Ryan Schmidt.
Trying to push Prim out a little bit farther away from the paint, and picked up that foul.
Over the top to Prim with Missouri State up by 20. And it's Mosley. Get that one down. So with those two, he passes William Fauntleroy and is now number 20 all-time in Bears history.
Yeah, it's 10 points in the first 5 minutes of this.
It sure is
for him, for Mosley.
William Fauntleroy with the greatest dunk in Missouri State history against Mizzou, and now a Missouri Sports Hall of Famer himself. The Bears are in the process of making short work of this if the Redbirds don't come up with something. Strong. Rebound missed by Chapman. Foul to Patterson. Another offensive rebound there.
Certainly is. And as you alluded to a little bit earlier with Fauntleroy's dunk at the Missouri game in the old Hearns.
Yeah.
One of the most nastiest dunks I've ever seen on a person.
Kendall Lewis for 2. He's got 8 now. So it's 60-40. Still a ways to go here. Haney to the basket.
Nice high on ball screen of Haney taking it to his right and finishing strong to the rim.
Chapman trying to work some space against Prim. Fleming ends up with the ball, and there's a foul.
Well, if Illinois State's going to work their way back into this is how they're needing to do it. They're taking it to the rim, but if they don't, they're crashing boards, and that's one thing that's been very, very good for them this evening, and looks like it's going to continue to be.
So they were 20 down against Bradley, but that was in the first half, and they came back to win. If they would come back and win here now, it would be their greatest deficit to overcome ever, because that record is 21.
Well, again, another good look, but Chapman just couldn't get that one to fall, and that's been kind of the pattern so far this half for the Redbirds.
That was more like a pass to Prim, and he was so close and open that he missed it.
He's kind of shaking his head right now, and he got popped in the head, but I think he's shaking him. He's kind of mad at himself. He's not used to being that open, I think.
And he gets his second foul on top of it.
Yeah.
Gage now with 15 points and 8 boards, could be on his way to yet another double-double, which would be 2 against Illinois State this year if he did. Nice steal taken away by Clay.
Yeah, beautiful crossover in the lay-in by Clay as well.
A 24-point Missouri State lead.
Bears back to zone. We've seen intermittently this game. Better job of keeping Illinois State out of the paint to rebound that time.
Count it for Mosley. And back to the line for one.
You know, I don't know if there's a stat for him on how many transition points he has created on his own of just taking it and going and weaving his way and making his way through into the lane and for a score, and a lot of times, and in this case, an and one.
His next targets on the Missouri State career scoring list are Mike Robinson and Larry Lewis, who both played in that Jimmy Dole time frame back in the late 70s. Both tied at 1,154, so he's 18 or so, less than that, about yeah, it's 18 from passing net.
Remember Larry Lewis when he played at Plato High School?
Freeman's three goes down. Mark Freeman. Last year for Freeman, he averaged 17 points a game at Tennessee State. And was second team All-Ohio Valley Conference. Transferred into the Redbird program. A look to Prim, he has to save it. It's Mosley. For three. Just remarkable. 16 points in 8 minutes.
It is. I'm just shaking my head. What else can you do? If you're a Redbird, I mean, you're in his face.
This one spins out. The putback circles in, and that's Eamon Washington off of the Redbird bench for his first 2.
Well, Redbird still got a lot of fight in them. They're going to the boards hard to rebound and taking advantage.
Iowa, the team that beat the Bears.
Yeah, beat the Bears here by 1.
And Valparaiso was 1-5. Beacon's win tonight over UNI. A lot of traffic in there for Mosley that time.
Well, it's, you know, Valley toughness, road toughness, home toughness. Call it what you want. Yeah, it's one of those things, who's going to capitalize from it now? Because it does give some teams some openings, and can you take advantage of it? And
miss here. And a putback not there for McChesney. That first shot taken by Haruna Sissoko, who is playing in his 8th game of the season tonight. Indiana State and Southern Illinois very close in the second half of their game. Here it has been all Missouri State in the second half after the Bears led by 10 at halftime. They have run it out to 25 in the first 9.5 minutes here in the second half. Here's Mosley. How about that one?
Yeah.
That's 20 for Mosley. So after scoring 2 and playing barely less than 3 minutes in the first half, that'll be offensive as Prim sets up. Mosley is now at 20 points and has his 27th career game of 20 or more. Iman Washington with the offensive foul.
Well, you're certainly appreciative of the talent that Mosley has, and you don't want to, you know, it's one of those things you don't want to take it for granted, but it's almost like, or an expectation that it's kind of like, well, yeah, we've seen this before. Well, come on, just keep doing it again.
And he does.
And he does.
Prim working hard and fouled by Sissoko.
Nice footwork that time and worked the way into a 2-shot foul for Prim.
Got his double-double now, 15 and 10, so his 7th double-double of this season to presumably extend his Valley lead in that column.
And as you alluded to earlier, Don, just the physicality of the game and how much, and if I'm the opponent, that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to be as physical as I think I can get away with and against him, because he is such a talent. Bears now a little bit of a press.
A little floater for Mark Freeman goes down.
And granted, Illinois State scored, but I like what Dana Ford's doing there. He's trying to keep the team fresh and keep them focused in with this press right now.
Haney. A little too much there. The other way for Freeman.
Oh,
he goes down. So does Prim. Prim's slower in getting up, and they're going to stop play.
yeah, I think he came down on the foot of Freeman, I think.
He'll come out, and Dawson Carper gets in. Their 7-footer from Colorado Springs by way of the University of Hawaii. And Prim just trying to walk that off. He's going to go all the way back through the tunnel now.
We certainly hope it's nothing serious. It's certainly painful right now. Come down on somebody's foot like that, twist, and that appeared that's probably what had it happen.
Underneath, looking for Mosley. Good idea.
It was just
not quite a connection, though, and now a hand foul on Donovan Clay. Under 9 minutes to go. And out front to Washington for the Illinois State Redbirds. Bears get it right back here with Minette. There's Mosley. Won't go this time.
I guess he is human.
Well, I guess so. Redbird score for Mark Freeman. Mosley's now 7 of 11. Almost all of it here in the second half. Hit the 8-minute mark to play. Give and go for Mosley. And taken away. Well defended that time.
Yes,
the Redbirds. Freeman gets swatted.
Right how that all shakes out. But either way, it can make a difference in things.
So Redbirds ball out of this timeout. Freeman, front rim. Another offensive rebound. That is the 16th offensive rebound for Illinois State, and they'll go alley-oop, and it's down for Washington.
And it leads to those second chance points, and now that's 17 second chance points for Illinois State tonight.
So if there's a knock on the Bears game tonight, it's 16-4 in offensive rebounds for Illinois State.
Certainly does. It hasn't played into it, but you worry that you don't want it to turn into a pattern.
Clay takes it out, and there's Jamonte Black, and that is a miss for Black and his first miss of the night, but the Bears get another chance. Patterson was fouled that time. It's on Ryan Schmidt, and we'll have 2 shots coming, and Redbirds are going to sub and bring Cy Chapman back in. So Chapman is out, or Schmidt rather is out.
Nice to see Carper get that old board to lead to a Bears second chance look.
Freeman the miss, the foul to Lakai Patterson.
And Patterson was waiting on the help to come in on the penetration, and it never did. And
Mark Freeman for 2. Freeman had 10 against the Bears in that first meeting. He is from Memphis and second behind Isaiah Mosley in the conference in free throw percentage. Coming in 31 of 35. That was his first look tonight. And oh, by the way, the Bears are 14 of 15 at the stripe now.
They've shot it fairly well consistently this year in general, but tonight especially well.
Yeah, they're conference leaders at 78% as a team. Double dribble. This is a Bears team that can just make some shots from anywhere.
Indeed, and can score anywhere, so many different ways anywhere as well. And you know, so Mosley goes out with 2 fouls right off the bat. Well, Black just steps right in and Prim, and you kind of go from there. And then Mosley comes back to the second half and is going to get some points. But there's a lot of ways this team can score, and Manette really hasn't got on track tonight, but we've seen him do that throughout the year too.
Black with a rebound off of the up and under miss. Manette from a mile out. Good look, but that gets by. Bear gets a hand on it. That's Illinois State's ball. Taney will get back in and Manette out. A single 3 for Jalen Manette this evening that has gone down. Taken away by Mosley.
Nice recognition by Mosley that time to come in and get it.
Patterson in the traffic underneath. Gets blocked. To the basket, up and under again, and a miss. Freeman tries to follow, and There's a foul in there. Missouri State foul to Haney.
Well, if you're Coach Ford, you try to keep this team focused in and fresh right now, and keep pushing to execute, even though I know the score. And we all can see the score, and we all know where it is, and this and that. But you've got to try to keep getting better right now.
Dan Muller will have Evansville back-to-back games coming up. Freeman gets 2, and he's got 13. Leading scorer for Illinois State tonight, and the only Redbird in double figures. Antonio Reeves, the conference leading scorer, has been held to 9, and they were all in the first half.
Yeah, and Donovan Clay, among others, real nice job on him tonight, and kept him relatively quiet.
Out to the arc for Haney. Likes that 3.
Yeah, and we've since see him over on the bench now. He came out without his shoes on, and now he's got them back on and laced up, so that's a good sign.
It is. Underneath, Chapman is his second score of the evening.
That's an after timeout, not knowing who's guarding who. Little miscommunication led to that easy score. Harris being patient, trying to run a little clock.
Now running down, and Haney with a miss. To the basket. Freeman fouled going in.
And that's been about as good as anything for Illinois State to do here, is transition and take it to the rim and try to score. If not, get fouled.
Now free throws coming. Now we're hearing double technical.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Jamonte Black gets a technical, and Cy Chapman gets a technical. And nothing else changes. It just goes back to the point of interruption, which is right here. And Freeman with a score. Quietest double technical I've ever
I think
seen.
So. Apparently it was within earshot of the official, though. So, and you want to keep it clean right now. There's no need for it. Just go play clean basketball and finish this game out proper. Indications are positive to this point.
Isaiah Mosley shooting. That's 21 for the Lou Henson National Player of the Week. 22. Picking it up again. Dawson Carper for Patterson. Inside, a lot of Bears. There's Dawson Carper. He's going to call timeout and get it. Good work by the big man.
Yeah, Bears came out in a little zone, and good job by Carper to go after the loose ball, get the 50-50 ball, call the timeout there. Comes up smiling.
Missouri State on the road to Loyola for the last time as a Valley member in Chicago. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. That's on CBS Sports Network.
So I was going to say that has the makings of a game of a week right there for the Valley.
Loyola 5-0.
They They have proven their worth, certainly, and haven't missed a beat up to this point in non-conference and the Mo Valley.
Loyola not in action tonight, so I think I said 5-0. It's 4-0. There's a foul with 3:22 to go. Cy Chapman gets his fourth. And it's Dawson Carper to shoot. 2 out of 3 at the line this year. He can make them.
He certainly can, and I like that they set up a little play to run to him after that timeout, too, after he got on the floor after that loose ball.
On the board. Quiet JQH arena. One more for Carper. Yeah, 1 for 2. So 80-59. Missouri State has gone above its season point per game average of 78.6. Going to hold Illinois State well under their average of 79.7.
Definitely, and I'm sure that's one of the things that they'll look at and Missouri State will look at and feel good about when this one's done.
Jim, my last time with you here in this setting this season, it has been an honor and a pleasure to bring you into the mix this year, and we've had some good times.
That's no question, and it's all I'd hoped it to be and then some, and you're such a professional, make it so easy for somebody like me that's used to being a coach and not doing this to feel comfortable and just have fun and enjoy and you know, and just try to highlight the sport of basketball.
Mosley shooting again. They look to add to 22 points with 20 in the second half.
Well, he can just lull you, and all of a sudden, boom, he goes, and can do it from left hand or right hand. That time the left hand, so you can't overplay him one direction or the other. You got to play him straight up and just hope for the best.
Bears sub out. Nick Tata back in.
Yeah, nice hand for those that just went out, and rightfully so.
Jamonte Black to the bench. All 14 of his points were in the first half with 4 threes.
Well, he certainly picked up when Mosley went out and allowed the Bears to have a little breath of fresh air and relax a little more after that.
And now Mosley is out with 24 points tonight.
In just a few minutes of play, 19 minutes of play.
Less than 3 minutes in the first half. Harper, oh man. Harper. The clothesline of Freeman there. No hard feelings.
No.
Freeman shooting. Redbird scoring leader tonight. He was scoreless against Bradley Sunday. Played just 10 minutes. Nice comeback for him this evening.
Certainly has been for Freeman. He's been the one consistent thorn in the Bears' side this evening, first half, second half.
1 out of 2 this trip. Underneath to Carper from Tata.
You know, Tata put it in a perfect spot, kept it up there high, and all you had to do then for Carper is just lay it in.
Underneath. Saved back out and around for Illinois State, and the three is down. Freeman with 19.
Yeah, Freeman again.
Jaden Johnson is in the game for Illinois State. Sophomore wearing 24. Foul to Liam McChesney. Well, a nice return game here for Missouri State after falling in overtime, a game that Dana Ford would still like to have back. But the Bears recover very well here at home tonight.
Yeah, you know, there's games that bum you out and would have, should have, could have, but you're exactly right. The Bears bounced back, and you know that's all you can do in response to it. And they did, and try to keep that momentum going.
Tata gets him a rebound. Official timeout. Something wrong with the shot clock there. Or something. Yeah, they put it at 17. Bears are next at home Saturday, January 29th against Evansville. Lady Bears at home tomorrow night against Bradley, 7 o'clock. Come see that one if you're able. Manette launches. Ooh, off the glass and in. From the Bears' nose, practically.
Well, if you're going to miss long, and that's exactly the reason why.
Tata the rebound. Bears will shoot to get to 90 now. So that was career three, number 333 for Jalen Manette.
Wow. Yeah, they're going to set something up here. I'm not really sure it's two, and I'm just going by the players here, how they're smiling. There's
something up here.
Yeah, something. Well, I thought there was. I guess not now. But I thought for a minute they were going to try to set up a play for a certain player, but I get it why they didn't. That's
just going to let the Redbirds have it back here to finish it.
Yeah, indeed.
Down to 10 seconds. Jaden Johnson rattles one out. That'll do it. Missouri State with a decisive win tonight, 88-63 over Illinois State.